Hi all, I am S. Veeralakshmi, Assistant Professor, Department of Microbiology, SFRC. Today we learn about the protozoal disease causing agent Entamoeba histolytica. These are the learning objectives: introduction of the histolytica and symptoms and causes, the various differentiation, and also we learn about treatment and prevention. So, Entamoeba histolytica is a pathogen protozoan parasite that causes amoebiosis in human. It primarily affects the large intestine, and also its transmission occurs via the fecal oral route through ingestion of cyst in contaminated food or water. It exists in the two main forms like infective cyst and tropozoid. The morphology of Entamoeba histolytica is two stage. First one is tropozoid stage and next one is cyst stage. The tropozoid stage, the size of the protozoan is 15 to 20 micrometer. The shape is irregular and amoeboid in nature. The nucleus is a single nucleus with a small central karyosomes and peripheral chromatin. The cytoplasm of parasite contains ingested red blood cells known as pathogenomics, and the motility of protozoa is active pseudopodia. The next stage is cyst stage. The size of protozoan is 10 to 15 micrometer. The shape is spherical in nature. Nucleus is 4 types of matured cyst is available. It also resistant to environmental conditions responsible for the transmission. These are the morphology and the life cycle of the Entamoeba histolytica. The first is infective form. Mature cyst ingested via contaminated food or water. Cyst can survive stomach acid and exist in the small intestine, and also they release the tropozoites which colonize the large intestine. The tropozoites multiply by the binary fission. Binary fission means the single cell is divided into double daughter cells. Some tropozoites invade intestinal mucosa causing disease, other in cyst. Cyst and tropozoites are passed in fecus. Cyst survive outside the host. Then the next pathogenesis, tropozoites adhere to and invade colonic mucosa. They secrete the enzyme protease lectins that causes the tissue distraction. It leads to flask-shaped ulcers in the intestinal wall, in small intestine and large intestine. Can invade blood vessels, spread into liver, lungs, brain, causing abscesses. Evasion of immune response by antigenic variations. And then next is the clinical features of protozoa. There are two clinical features. First one is intestinal and another one is extra-intestinal amoebiosis. The first intestinal amoebiosis is a dysentery with bloody diarrhea, mucus in stools, and also cause abdominal pain and cramps. Chronic colitis or asymptomatic carriages present in this intestinal amoebiosis. Then next is the extra-intestinal amoebiosis. Most commonly amoebic liver abscesses like fever, right upper quadrant pain and hepatology, and less common lung and brain abscesses. And the next, how to diagnose the Entamoeba histolytica in the fecal oral route. First one is microscopic observation to identify the tropozoite with the ingested RBCs in stool sample, and also identify the cyst in formed stool sample. The next is stool antigen detection. It is the immunoassay method to detect the Entamoeba histolytica antigens in the stool sample. And the next is the serology detection to detect the antibodies, especially in extra-intestinal cases. In case our body have an antigen, automatically our body is produce the antibodies, so we can identify the serology method. And then molecular method, PCR for specific detection and differentiation from non-pathogenic Entamoeba species. And then imaging method used to ultrasound or CT scan for liver abscess diagnosed to identify the Entamoeba histolytica infections in the intestine. And the next, how to prevent the protozoal infections. First one, safe drinking water and sanitization, and the next, proper hygiene and hand washing. To hand wash to 20 seconds continuously is must. To avoid consumption of raw or contaminated food, health education and public awareness programs are very important, and control of human carriers and environmental sanitization. And the next is the treatment. If any person is causing by the protozoal infection, we need this treatment like metronidazole or tinidazole used for to kill tropozoites, tissue amphibians, and luminal amphibicide, example paromycin and dioxanide fluoride, to eradicate cyst in the intestine and prevent transmission of the protozoa. Drainage of liver abscesses large or unresponsive to treatment. And the next, supportive care of dehydration and electrolyte imbalances. These are the treatment of protozoal infections. Thank you.